everyone, again, I am Jamaica Yamatorio, and for today's video, I'm going to answer or discuss those questions that in Botany Lesson 4. So the question number 1 is, what is the difference between plant anatomy and plant physiology? So first, I'm going to discuss about plant anatomy. So plant taxonomy is the science that finds, identifies, describes, classifies, and name plants. It is the one of the main branches of taxonomy. So plant taxonomy is closely allied to plant systematics, and there is no sharp boundary between the two. So now we consider to discuss about the plant physiology. Plant physiology is a subdiscipline of botany concerned with the functioning or physiology of plants. And it is closely related fields include plant morphology, plant ecology, and phytochemistry, cell biology, genetics, biophysics, and molecular biology. So, the question number 2 is enumerate and discuss the function of major plant parts. So, the first major part of plants is roots. So, roots absorbs water and minerals. So, it is the organs of a plant that are modified to provide and charge for the plant and take in water and nutrients into the plant body, which allows plants to grow taller and faster. So the second one is stems. Stems, it can support the plant. Stem is one of two main structural axes of avascular plants, and the other being the root. So the third one is leaves. A leaf is the principal lateral appendage of the vascular plant stem, usually borne above ground and specialized rather for photosynthesis. Another one is flowers. Flowers helps in reproduction, and it is usually by providing a mechanism for the union of sperm with eggs. So we consider now in the question number 3. What are the parts found in a shoot system and root system? So the shoot system consists of the stems, leaves, and the reproductive parts of the plant, which is the fruits and flowers. So the shoot system generally grows above ground and where it absorbs the light needed for photosynthesis. The root system, which supports the plants and absorbs water and minerals, and it is usually in underground. So now, a root system consists of primary and secondary roots. Each root is made of dermal ground and vascular tissues. Roots grow in length and width from primary and secondary meristem.
Number 4. What is the difference between xylem and phloem? Describe the movement of substances in xylem and phloem. Xylem is made up of dead cells. Parenchyma is the only living cells present in the xylem. Phloem is mainly made up of living cells. Fibers are the only dead cells in the phloem. Xylem contains xylem vessels, fiber, and trichids. Xylem is the complex tissue of plants, responsible for transporting water and other nutrients to the plants. Phloem is living tissue responsible for transporting food and other organic materials. The presence of high concentrations of sugar in the sieve tube elements drastically reduces, which causes water to move by osmosis from xylem into the phloem cells. The increase in water potential drives the bulk flow of phloem from source to sink. The xylem distribute later and dissolve minerals upward through the plants, from the roots to the leaves. The phloem carries food downward from the leaves to the roots. Phloem cells form a similar chain on the outer edges of the xylem, transporting food synthesized by the leaves downward through the stem.
What are epidermal cells? Epidermal cells are on the upper and lower surfaces of a leaf. They have two features which prevent evaporative water loss. They are packed densely together and they are covered by a cuticle and waxy layer secreted by the cells. The functions of epidermal cells are tightly linked to each other and provide mechanical strength and protection to the plant. The walls of the epidermal cells of the above ground parts of plants contain cutane and are covered with a cuticle. Epidermal cells primarily consist of keratinocytes and proliferating vessels and differentiated supravessels, which comprise 90% of its cells but also contains melanocytes, Langerhans cells, Merkel cells, and inflammatory cells. Epidermal thickenings called ridges or ridge peaks extend downward between dermal papillae. What is palisade mesopel? Palisade mesopel, it is referring to one or more layers of cells located directly under the epidermal cells of the adaxial leaf blade surface. The palisade mesopel is oriented vertically and is longer than broad. Photosynthesis takes place in both palisade and spongy mesopel. Palisade cells are a type of parenchyma cells that contain most of the chloroplast in plant leaves. Given that they are located beneath the upper epidermis, palisade cells are well positioned to absorb light required for photosynthesis. What is spongy mesopel? Spongy mesopel has mesopel tissue comprising cells of irregular shape, some of them lobed separated by large species in which the atmosphere is humid. Spongy mesopels is the site of gaseous exchange for photosynthesis and respiration. Spongy tissue is a type of tissue found both in plants and animals. In plants, it is part of the mesopel where it forms a layer next to the palisade cells in the leaf. The spongy mesopel's functions is to allow for the interchange of gases or CO2 that are needed for photosynthesis. What is stomata? Stomata are tiny, microscopic, and critical for photosynthesis. Thousands of them that on the surface of the plants. Stomata resembling donuts, a circular pore with a hole in the middle for gas to enter or leave the plant. The pore consists of two cells. It's known as a guard cell. Stomata play an important role in gaseous exchange and photosynthesis that they control by transpiration rate by opening and closing. The role of stomata regulate gas exchange between the plant and environment and control of water loss by changing the size of the stomatal pore. Stomata has two functions. First, transpiration is possible through stomata. Examples exist: water loss from the plant, absorption of water from the roots when there is loss of water from the stomata creates an upward pull, and second function is exchange of gases. What is guard cells? The guard cells are specialized cells in the epidermis of leaves, stems, and other organs that are used to control gas exchange. They are produced in pairs with a gap between them that forms a stomatal pore. The functions of guard cells use osmotic pressure to open and close stomata, allowing plants to regulate the amount of water and solutes within them, in order for plants to produce energy and maintain cellular functions, their cells undergo the highly intricate process of photosynthesis. Guard cells are important because it is uses osmotic pressure to open and close stomata, allowing plants to regulate the amount of water and solutes within them. In order for plants to produce energy and maintain cellular functions, their cells that undergo the highly intricate process of photosynthesis. Number 7. What is the role of photosynthesis in plants and why it is important? The role of photosynthesis in plants are autotrophs, which means they produce their own food. They use the process of photosynthesis to transform water, sunlight, and carbon dioxide into oxygen and simple sugars that the plant uses as fuel. Photosynthesis is important because it provides the building blocks necessary to create complex molecules and in turn cells. Photosynthesis can be considered the fundamental life process for nearly all plants and animals. It provides the source of energy that drives all their metabolic functions and the oxygen required for respirations.
Question number 8. Explain the water movement of plants. Transpiration is the loss of water from the plant through evaporation of the leaf surface. It is the main driver of the water movement in the xylem. Question number 9. What are the factors needed for plant growth? Plants need 5 things in order to grow: sunlight, proper temperature, moisture, air, and nutrients. These 5 things are provided by the natural or artificial environment where the plants live. Question number 10. Give at least 5 plant growth hormone and discuss each. The first one is auxins, are the class of plant hormones with some morphogen-like characteristics. The second one is cytokinins, are the class of plant hormones that promote cell divisions or cytokinesis. The third one is gibberellins, are plant hormones that regulate various developmental processes including stem, elongation, germination, dormancy, flowering, flower development, and leaf and fruit sensing. The fourth one is ethylene. IUPAC name is ethane, is a hydrocarbon which has the C2H4 or C2H double bond CH2. The last one is abscisic acid or ABA, is a plant hormone. ABA function in many plant developmental processes including seed and pod dormancy, the control of the organ size and stomatal closure. Thank you.